It's WG bringing you SMB, and I've gotten a ton of questions asking which character should you pick from the Vampiric coffin. So you've done 150 blue summons, but you do not know who you should pick, or you don't want to waste this valuable resource, so let me help you out. I'm giving you 4 characters in order that you follow, and you can then, based on that, make an educated decision, and after that I'll also be telling you what to do if you happen to have all 4 characters. So, as always, without further ado, let's get straight into it and start off with the easiest decision of them all. If you've done 150 Blue Dawn summons and you haven't yet gotten your hands on Acappella, that is your call to do so. It does not matter who you are, it does not matter what you think, she is by far the most important choice. And that is because not only is she a 3-cost Crescent Moon, which is very important because there is very few healers in the Crescent Moon category, she also is the only character in the game currently that has the Blood Soul recovery rate buff. So you're going to be able to increase the Blood Soul recovery, meaning you're going to be getting more ultimates, more Blood Moon phases, more damage. She is just the enabler, and she fits into every single team, no matter the situation, no matter the piece of content. And that's not even the half of it. You also have the fact that when you are consuming nodes, which you do during the ultimate, you restore max HP, so you get max HP healing to your whole team, as well as also with the talent, you get a magic damage buff, physical damage buff, and crit rate damage buff. During your ultimate, you pretty much get all 3. So that's that. You don't have it Acappella, you have this Vampiric coffin, use Acappella, don't look back. Now, once you do have an Acappella, it gets a little bit difficult. So I'll be giving you 3 different options based on which kind of scenario you're facing. Scenario number 1, you do not have a dedicated DPS or AoE damage dealer. If you do not have a dedicated DPS or AoE damage dealer, Van Helsing is your best choice out of all of them when it comes to AoE damage. Just keep in mind, Van Helsing is someone that gets better the higher his level, the higher his gear, and the better your artifact, because he does rely on stats, but once you get him going, he gets going. So what he does, we'll just do it quickly. The closer allies are, the closer units are, the less damage he deals, the farther away, the more damage he deals. If you don't place anyone in the 2 tiles in front of him, he gets up to 50% crit rate, going up to 60 during a Blood Moon. You have a HP percent based damage dealing special every 5 basic attacks, and his ultimate uses his basic attacks to deal 180% physical damage to enemies in an AoE circle. That can also give him 50% attack speed, as well as furthermore increase the Swift Hand buff, so this can be an infinite ultimate, which you'll mostly notice in the Time Worn Cathedral. Another thing that you'll unlock with a bit of progression is from the Dutchman's Revenge, you'll be able to get the Eye of Truth. The Eye of Truth is an item that increases basic attack, deals 20% more damage. So this is kind of the point where Van Helsing gets like his scaling artifact that is pretty much made for him. So this is Van Helsing. But what if you have AoE damage already sorted? There's scenario number 2. You do not own Seth. That is the only condition. If you do not own Seth, you pick Starried-Eyed Iona. Starried-Eyed Iona, second best healer, no competition, easy pick. You have the fact that once you use your ultimate for the second time, you're getting 25% stronger shields as well as healing. You have the ability to, when the battle begins, give your tank permanent shields every 10 seconds for 15% of her max HP. And you have the ultimate, which allows you to move your enemies. The further you get into the campaign, the more important it is to move enemies around the battlefield to avoid big AoEs or to break into enemy formations. So that is very important. And you also apply a shield equal to 45% of her max HP, as well as reducing the physical damage taken by 15%. If you do not own a Seth, this is who you need if you want to do progression while having less BP than the recommendation. Scenario number 3. You do not have Transcendent Amy or a tank like Friedrich that you're happy with. If you do not have a good tank, Bella, I know Bella is a wild pick, but hear me out, alright? I know you get her for free on day 14. This is the most sketchy out of the 4, right? It goes in order: Acappella, and then Starry-Eyed Iona or Van Helsing, and then the last one is Bella. But why do I bring up Bella? Is because Bella has this talent right here where she summons 2 summons every 8 seconds for 20 seconds. And the puppets will have... when the battle begins, Bella summons enemy every 8 seconds for 20 seconds. Yeah, she permanently summons these, right? And they have up to 70% of her stats. Furthermore, she also heals them. And basically what ends up happening is she doesn't tank, but she tanks by having the puppets tank all the damage and take the aggro. And then you have one of the strongest ultimates, which is an incredibly long range summon in a concentrated area to summon down Joyce the Miser, which is another summon who does 1 second stun. 1 second stun, starting from chapter 7, you're gonna have multiple groups of enemies that start charging, that start channeling, that you want to stop with a hard stun, and Bella fits that perfectly. Joyce the Miser, furthermore, after the stun is the unit that gets attacked, so you can use her ultimate to take pressure off your team. But the item that truly unlocks Bella, and the reason why I dare to recommend her to you, is, let me show you my Bella, because I actually was lucky enough to pull her, is the Silver Shadow Chronometer. It has been changed since the beta, and now whenever a summon dies or disappears, she restores 10% of her max HP. So she can self-heal, and keep in mind, she will always get that 10% mark because of the fact that she actually summons them every 8 seconds. And they last for 20 seconds. And even if they don't die, as soon as they disappear, all of a sudden, you're still getting the heal. So that's why I recommend Bella, and see it also as you could say, a part of an investment, a character to make stronger, because after Transcendent AoE, Bella is by far the strongest character. And yes, you will get her on, let's do a little bit of math, on day 8. You will get her on day 8 if you do every quest, because you then get 40. But still, this would be an upgrade for her, and you can make a ton of progression with a tank like this to increase your idol rewards and to get cash back on this pick by picking her even before day 8. Now, what do you do if you own all of them? My recommendation to you is to do nothing. So you see, we already have the Ancestor one, a different story, but we've picked one. With my one, I've picked a Starry-Eyed Iona. I practice what I preach. And the second one, I'm holding on to it until the magical 200 wall. So what does the 200 wall refer to? The 200 wall is SRs stop leveling once you get to level 160. And the max character level you can get and the max character level you can transfuse is level 200. So the only way to get to level 200 is to get 5 different SSRs with 4 total copies. So the first one and 3 extras, so you can finish this off. So keeping that ticket until you can use it to finish off your 4th or 5th character to break the 200 wall might be exactly what you're looking for. Or you could use it on any other character that becomes meta later down the line. Like, for example, Triss. Triss is a bit of a weird one. Triss was different during the beta, and there is a very high chance Triss is one of the best single target damage dealers in the game, but nobody can prove it for now, and only time will tell how good she truly is. So there can always be a surprise unit that nobody really has on the radar for now. So having this free selector in the backpack, if you've already got the big 4, is your best bet. So these were my recommendations on what to do with this very, very important item. I hope this helped you out, and as always, we see each other in the next one. Peace!